Hello guys. Today we are gonna take a dive into the world of WWE 13. Let's see how this goes here. Alright, it's picking up the music kind of here. So I'm not using the mic this time around. Gonna make adjustments. Babe's gonna want a piece of me, yeah. I stare into the mirror. I like the things I see. Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. I will believe your every word, just tell me so. Slight adjustments. Gonna drink some beer tonight, yeah. Gonna get some girls I like. Gonna wear my pants real tight. All the girls are gonna treat me just right. They don't think I see them. All right, perfect. All right, I'm gonna share the link here. Turn this off. When you stand next to me, I know you feel the power. Feeling that you can, face the final hour. Take you where the head is, takes a kind of sour. It's all about me, it's all about the power. I said it's all about me, it's all about the power. Yeah, it's all about me, it's all about your power. You see no one. You look at me, yeah, you see a someone. You got a mind, yo, you never show one. So take a look now with the big gun. Big gun. When you stand next to me, yeah, I know you feel the power. Feeling that you can, face the final hour. Now, I'm unsure if this. I know 2K14 has a tournament mode, but I don't know if. Oh, there is 2 King of the Ring. So we got that right there. I don't think there was a tournament in WWE 12, so that's what we got there. All right, so this is the sixth world we're visiting here. So far, the reps that we won from, first was Billy Gunn from No Mercy, then it was Zack Sabre Jr. from Retromania Wrestling. Then it was Randy Orton in WWE 12. Then it was Scott Norton in WCW Mayhem. And then it was Terry Funk in Legends of Wrestling. That was last night. And now we're going to see here. I don't think there's any real threat of repetition reps winning this. But since it's a tournament, we're going to have a little bit of a slight control over how things are going to be. Oh, we can do up to 16. Nice. One-on-one backstage brawl, Hell in the Cell, Iron Man ladder, Last Man Standing steel cage. We got all sorts. And we'll randomize. I kind of want it so that it can be different gimmicks, but I don't think that's an option. So let's see, what do we have? We have British Bulldog, Triple H, HBK, David Otunga, Cody Rhodes, Zack Ryder, Sweet Santino Marella, and Kofi Kingston. That's not bad. I'll go. Well, that's actually perfect. Hey XFG, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream here. I don't think I've seen you on the channel before. But let's see how this goes. Now we got a tournament going here. Let's see. Oh, I'm curious on that. Okay. All right. Start with British Bulldog and Triple H. Let's see how that one goes. Match creator. You know what? I do want interference on. So we can kind of do some stuff, but match experience normal. Have a lot of lock stuff. I have managed to unlock some things. The Attitude Era mode I have done a little bit of, but not a lot. So let's see how this goes here. But yeah, winner of this tournament will become the 6th rep out of 16 that we're looking for. Along the way, also, we're kind of looking at games as we go, see if they'd be good homes for other wrestling projects like a YWA reboot kind of thing, and also maybe a new home for RCW stuff. Both those things have been done on the channel before.
this one should blow the roof off the house. There's the takedown. You hear how his leg connected? The list of tailoring winners includes some of the WWE's top superstars. Men like Bret Hitman Hart, Brock Lesnar, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Stone Cold Steve Austin have all worn the crown.
Dragon screw.
That might have dislocated his kneecap. That's not good. And you can hear the impact on that kick. Oh, man. The game into the headlock. Oh, my gosh. The big boot, what a sicking impact. Down with that boot. Just look at it, Cole. The British Bulldog is built like a battleship, and he has backdrop.
No backdrop there.
Bulldog squeezing down on the head. Looked like he wanted to rip his leg off on that move. I don't think so.
No jawbreaker.
These guys will throw caution to the wind and just go full steam ahead. Oh, what a painful kick. Quick thinking to avoid that. What a series. Nobody's backing down here. Triple H, as controversial as anyone has ever been in WWE. Oh, yeah, the game just loves to stir the pot. British Bulldog, an accomplished tag team.
Works that leg up a bit. You know, British Bulldog has always had a surprising amount of technicalness to his wrestling, because when people see him or whatever, they always automatically think, oh, he's a power wrestler. And technically he is, but there's a lot of technicalness to him, too, that a lot of people, I think, forget about.
This week, go to WWE.com to catch up on. Oh, watch out! The announce table is getting torn down. Collar and elbow battling for control. There's going to be a lot of offense in this match. What a nasty elbow.
Hopefully this tournament mode's a little bit more standard. Man, the Legends of Wrestling tournament mode from last night, my God, what a cluster that was. It wasn't even a tournament. It was like a round-robin league thing that you see in Fire Pro. And normally I would be all for that. The problem is that that's not what a tournament is.
Will he tap out? Will he submit to the camel clutch here? Davey Boy Smith, the legendary British Bulldog. And he escapes the hold. Triple H has the headlock. Good wicked neck breaker. The game, controlling the arm, and he touches that one. Great takedown there. Now, who does a methodical pace benefit, King? Well,
ooh, bull power bomb! Wow.
Back and shoulders driven right into the ground. What a boot! And look at the Bulldog going for the cover. Goes behind. These guys are giving it absolutely everything they've got. Ooh, nothing pretty about that. Some precision strikes being delivered here by Triple H. Bulldog controlling the head. When it comes to power combined with technical skills, Triple H may be at the top of a very scary
drop kick.
Triple H is feeling it.
Oh, comeback. I think he got. Oh.
And he put everything he had behind that Irish whip. The tension, the drama, and he was just raining skill steps. Big collision with that restraining wall. Oh, using that hard head as a weapon now. What do you think the game strategy needs to be here, King? Well, we know about his striking. It's time he just starts swinging with everything he's got. That Irish whip was delivered with tremendous aggression. Man, this has been a great matchup.
Oh.
Bulldog. Wow, what a sequence. WWE fans watching this match all around the world.
You know, one thing I noticed is that because this game was released in 2012, is that oh wow, is that
each of these and it's imperative he gets back in the ring right now. You can practically feel the wear and tear that's been done throughout this match.
One thing I've noticed is that after WWE 12, it seems like every installment after that for a long time seems to like have a some percentage of the games focused on the old retroness of things. Like Attitude Era, WrestleMania, 15. I guess they took a break in 15. 16, they went back to Attitude Era. But yeah, it's just kind of an interesting thing to think about. Oh, wow. Wow. Triple H he took him out. Yeah. It's kind of an upset there. Some people may have had him as the favorite. Kind of crazy he couldn't answer a 10 count. Even British Bulldog gave him some extra time by coming out and coming back in. Interesting. All right, moves on to the next one. Now we got HBK against David Otunga. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Winner will face Bulldog in the next round. I think we all can say that we kind of want to see. Yeah, after the first round, we'll turn entrances off to kind of cut out a little bit of the excess time of things. Because I don't want to guarantee anything, but I wouldn't mind streaming again tonight if things a lot to that. But we'll see. I am watching the stream. I am keeping an eye on the stream on my phone too. I am aware that it does look a little blurry, kind of, but it's kind of funny because the default game in itself is a little on the blurry side. This era definitely likes to use the blur a little bit. Another thing I'm noticing about some of the rosters in these older games, there's a lot of wrestlers, like especially the games that like ironically focus on the retro stuff, like Attitude Era, WrestleMania years, and all that. The default like current day guys, a lot of the lower mid card guys, a lot of them are pretty forgettable. Like it is quite obvious that this was an era where the new wasn't in. Not like nowadays. Nowadays, in the at least in the video game landscape, it's a lot more balanced out. But it's also easier to get in. Because here's the thing, like, it's easier to get into like stuff like wrestling games default roster and stuff when the roster itself is filled with a bunch of guys that you want to get invested in. It's a little different when you only give a shit about like maybe the upper mid card main event guys. But if you can get into like everybody, that really adds a lot. Oh, figure four.
The seasoned veteran Michael's going to work. On a counter by David Otunga. WWE Magazine out this month, and you'll find some interesting articles about all the superstars here in the WWE.
So how it worked? So here's the lineage because it's all use until 2K. So how it works is it started with the SmackDown game. So the SmackDown 2 on PlayStation. Then you have Just Bring It, Shut Your Mouth, and Here Comes the Pain on PS2. Those 5 games are pretty much I call it just the SmackDown era. Then you got the SmackDown versus Raw era, which is the OG one, which is SmackDown versus Raw until SmackDown versus Raw 11. And yeah, technically. And then 12 and 13, it's WWE, which is kind of its own thing. It's funny because the SmackDown versus Raw and the WWE stuff, it's technically the same people, but there's different teams that got traded in and out. Like the SmackDown versus Raw team was different than the WWE team a little bit, but not by a lot. 2K14, the biggest thing with that one is it's still technically 2K, but pretty much 80 to 90% what 2K used in that game was already developed by Ukes when they got them. So it's kind of 2K and name only. Most people consider it more like the final like real Ukes game. So, well, THQ specifically, Ukes actually left them after 2K19. They still worked with Ukes, but 2K had a full say in stuff. It's just Ukes did mostly 2K14, but THQ had some say too in a lot of those games from the OG to like 13. So it's kind of a weird mixed process, but in the basic answer, yeah, that's the basic answer. But it is a little hard for me to say for sure about the differences because I haven't really looked at the PS4 versions of 2K15 through 2K18. I've only looked at the PS3 installments, although 2K18 doesn't have a PS3 installment because it's really the only 2K game I haven't even touched technically. So I can't say for sure on the differences in those, but I know the PS3 versions of those games are kind of in the same vein as 14, just a little bit less to work with and a little bit more current gen isms and not so much like, hey, this is the brand new thing.
That was an impressive suplex. Shawn Michaels, a legendary showstopper, the greatest competitor in the history of the WWE.
Power slam.
What a slam. What a kick that was.
Ooh.
He tosses his opponent to the ground.
But yeah, Graham, glad to see that you're able to chime into the stream. I like I said earlier, I'm gonna see if I can stream again tonight. But it depends. I'll have to update in the Discord. When I get closer to it, but it will be another one of these things. I'm depend, but yeah, because I am kind of, because there's just, I don't have really a ton right now because one, TWN stuff, I'm still kind of waiting on DPS, Star Fox, and Eli for their booking stuff for week 2. The GM mode, I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow because I want to because if I was gonna do 2 streams tonight, I'd rather just do 2 of these because the GM mode is kind of more of a chill one, and I'd rather do that more during the day. Ooh, belly to belly slam. Oh no, HBK might be in trouble here. But yeah, we'll explore this game a little bit more after the tournament. But this game is, a lot of people love it. Oh my god. Another upset. Oh geez. I did random and I was fine with it. But man, I don't know how I feel about Otunga possibly winning it. Oh. But, you know, if they earn it, I mean, oh my god. I mean, I like the idea of no names making their name known, but man, some of these guys, I feel like it's going to pretty much destroy the credibility of what we're doing here. No, it's David Otunga. It's funny. I was talking about it earlier. It felt like a lot of the games, once they start focusing more on the retro-isms, I kind of feel like that they kind of did that because they deep down they had like no faith in their lower mid-card guys, because some of these guys in these games like Otunga are just like a bunch of nobodies. Just like, really? Like, they're in this? Oh my god. Well, next is Cody Rhodes and Zack Ryder, so that should be something. Man. Chavo on roids. I wish it was. I'd rather have it be Chavo Guerrero. Yeah. It's kind of funny going back to these games with Cody and all of them like that. It kind of makes you forget that. It's easy to forget that he had like a whole ass career in WWE, like a whole career in itself. because he was there for a while. Like because he debuted in like the mid 2000s, and he didn't really leave till like he was there for 8 to 10 years. It's kind of crazy to think about. He was Stardust for a little bit towards the end of his run, but he went through a lot of different stuff before Stardust. So I don't think the WWE 12, where we looked at a few episodes ago, I don't think that has title creating. There might be something there, but you're kind of stuck with the belts in game, which I guess you can kind of work with. I'm kind of willing for that sacrifice because I have heard that universe mode in that game. A lot of people consider it the best universe mode of the series because it has a lot of life in it, kind of like a wrestling empire kind of thing. But people have said 13 has that too, though. 13 does have a belt editor in it, though. So there is one thing though about 13 though that a lot of people have issue with is that outside of the Attitude Era mode, like in Exhibition and other modes, like the CPU doesn't do 2 counts. They call it the 2 count glitch. It's very infamous in the wrestling video game community, where pretty much the CPU would only will kick out after 1 always, except for when they lose, they'll stay for 3, so you never see 2 counts. I will say this: I don't remember if it's CPU only matches or if it only does it, or if it does it when you play against them too. But I don't know. I mean, I can get how that can be a little annoying and kind of a weird thing to miss, but man, this game has so much shit in it. It's kind of hard to really get that bent out of shape over it when there's so much you can do in this game. Another neck breaker there.
He's really using his weight to his advantage here, and he gets to the ropes. Nice catch. Cody reacting on instinct there. Oh, and a big atomic drop. Cody whipped him off. Very nice takedown. Quick kick. Cody controlling the head.
But yeah, I can already say that in terms of open worldisms, you can definitely do stuff in this game. That's for sure. I mean, as long as you can kind of get by the 2 count glitch, if that kind of stuff doesn't bother you, then you're gonna have a lot of fun, especially because this game has a lot of Attitude Era isms. It can be very tempting though to just ride Attitude Era in this. This is one of those games I really wish I got DLC for when it was fresh, and if I was able to get into these things at that time period, because all the DLC for this game was pretty much like Attitude Era. Let me look here. Let me look what it was there.
There's the suplex. Oh, what a knee! When Cody Rhodes is working on all cylinders, he's just so dangerous.
So the DLC for this game included one pack was had Rikishi, Scotty 200, Grandmaster Sexay, Grand Grell, and Val Venus. So you had that. They had an accelerated pack. In the second, on another pack, you got Tensei, Ryback, Drew McIntyre, and Yoshi. Ooh, wow. Then you had AJ Lee and Natalie. Divas there, that's what they called them then. And then you had Undertaker, Ministry of Darkness, alternate attire. Then you had a championship title pack The U.S. Cena U.S. World Life won WCW Cruiserweight title, WCW World Tag Team titles, WCW Hardcore, WCW NWO title, WCW U.S. title, ECW Classic title, ECW TV title, ECW Tag Team, AWA Classic World Championship. Man. And then another one included Damian Sandow, Antonio Cesaro, the Usos, the Diva Layla, then Brian Pillman and Chainsaw Charlie, and then you got a move pack. Man, you got a lot of moves in this.
These athletes seem to have tried everything in their playbook.
Ooh.
This match can't continue like this for Zack Ryder. Ryder has to figure out a way.
You also get DDP if you were part of the Access program. But yeah, there was definitely some. Now, granted, you probably could create those guys because you got 50 slots to work with for creator wrestlers, so you probably could have created them if you wanted to with Crossroads, but that does eat up a little bit. However, there's still a lot of Attitude Era guys in the mold all the same. Oh, Cody wins it. Oh. All right, next match here. All right, Santino Marella versus Kofi Kingston. Winner will face Cody Rhodes in the next round. Nah. The penny titles. The Cobra Snake Man, yeah. You know what? On one hand, Santino Marella, he's definitely, I can see why some people may not care for this kind of era of WWE that emphasizes like this kind of stuff over like the in-ring kind of more serious side of things. But man, Santino Marella, though, I mean, he was fucking funny, though. I mean, he was a very, I think where they had him at was pretty perfect. Like, he never was a main eventer. But the mid-card stuff, I think the only thing he did that I think was kind of cheap was when they had him like pretend to be like his sister, and then win like women's rewards and stuff. I get why they did it because I think he was kind of a heel at the time, but man, that kind of oof.
On any given night, anything can happen in the WWE.
Yeah, I mean the comedy guys. I guess they could main event depending on the story. Like standing up to like the classic bully kind of guy. Like I can see it like if you got like a Brock Lesnar like bully picking on like kind of a comedy face kind of thing. I could see you definitely maybe carving something interesting there, especially if you can get the audience behind it. Oh yeah, Mankind certainly.
And that's a stiff kick. See from the grueling pace being set that either competitor to make it to the second round of this tournament will do so battered and beaten.
However, having said all that, though, I would say out of the two, I guess I could live with Santino Marella a bit more than Ortega because at least Santino I can have unless there's some stuff you can work with. Ortega's just such a blank slate. I mean, good lord, talk about just the.
Who's going to get the upper hand?
Yeah, no. The thing with The Rock is that his big thing is that he just verbally attacks everybody, but he does it in a way that's kind of more like he does it more like he's announcing it more than trying to attack people. The liberal, Pizza Man and the liberal. Oh man, that'd be fun. Man, Pizza Man and Liberal, those sound familiar. My mind's blanking on them, I guess. But yeah, I will say this. The era from the end of the Ruthless Aggression era to like the reality era, that's kind of a weird era. Like that PG era is a very kind of dystopian era because there's just not a lot of stuff going on of significance and muster, especially in the lower mid card. The upper card, there's notable stuff, but it's a very dead era. And some people, it's always like talk between the PG era, that's pretty much the PG era, and the new gen era, and which is worse and which is better. I think that's worse, the new gen era, because even though the new gen era definitely has its weak points for sure, like the gimmicks and stuff, I think there's just more talent there. The pie dough in the mash. That's funny. Oh my god, that has to be a heat magnet down south. Good lord.
Squeezing down on the head. The Frankensteiner. It's countered by Santino. Goes behind. And he touches that one.
That'd be cool. That's funny.
Santino controlling the arm.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, I'm interested in seeing how he feels about Pizza Man. Ooh, Russian leg sweep.
There's no doubt this hold will put tremendous pressure on the lower back. Whoa! Then he fights his way out. There's a run by Santino. Santino style. He's got him covered.
Oh.
From behind. Would you listen to this crowd show their appreciation for these amazing competitors? Man, this is one of those matches you just like to sit back and enjoy watching. Here goes Kicks.
Ooh.
The drama. This is electric. Knocked into the middle of next week.
Man, it's a very competitive matchup here. Ooh. Oh, Trouble in Paradise. Oh, yeah. Kofi Kingston wins that. He'll move on. He'll face Cody Rhodes in the semis. All right, Bulldog and Otunga. Man, I hope Bulldog wins this. Entrances off. We're not gonna need those.
Here we go. And this one's destined to be a human demolition derby. Bulldog from behind.
That's great. All those clips, great, man. I gotta watch them when I get a chance because.
The winner of this match have left to the finals. Bulldog controlling the head. David Otunga has the headlock. Won't expect a lot of mercy to be shown here.
But not only those, but yeah, because I'm also looking for outside of. Yeah, I don't think it's stuff that's like mega offensive. I just think it's such a clever. I think it's a good gimmick to use because our society is very political driven nowadays, and I think poking fun at all on that stuff, it kind of keeps things in perspective because I think sometimes people get too lost in it, and I feel like a lot of times they take it a lot more seriously than they really need to.
Huge shot to the midsection.
But outside of all the projects we're looking for like YWA, RCW stuff, we're also looking for a place for this roster too. So as we're exploring these games, I'm also thinking about like if we want who do we want this roster to be in? Because I do plan on doing like events with the roster.
Gives everybody a chance to catch their breath. So I don't know. Oh, big elbow. Bulldog.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is going to be offended by people torching the Confederate flag or making a mockery of it because it's like, I mean, come on, it's a Confederate flag. I mean, power slam.
Big kick echoing around the arena. Tie up. This is about skill and power. Bulldog into the headlock. King, what do you think David A-List Otunga needs to do now? This attack to the Skull King. What has to be thinking about the possibility of... Whoa! Watch out! The announce table is getting torn down. All your friends, let them know what's going on right now in this awesome match.
Oh wow. Is
What's going to happen now? Nothing good.
British Bulldog gonna do a move here?
Get out of the way, Jerry.
DDT there. I don't know if the Bulldog ever really did DDTs. I mean, he could have. But I would think he would have done more like a pile driver for the netting for that. But
Squeezing down on the head. Davey Boy has had a lot of gold around his waist throughout his WWE career. He's as good as it gets. Whoa, this could be trouble.
ooh.
Oh, what a painful kick. Oh, what a whip. Rattling every fiber of his being. And did you hear the impact on that kick? An incredible series of moves there. Nobody's budging an inch at the British Bulldog.
Oh, wait. Ooh.
He's done. Navy boys love the world over. But I'm into the comments.
Oh, wow. Bulldogs in the finals.
They mesmerized the WWE Universe in that match. And here are just some of the highlights. When you stand next to that kid, know you feel the power. Feeling that you can. It takes a final hour.
All right. Cody Rhodes and Kofi Kingston. Winner will face the British Bulldog in the finals.
No one. You look at me, yeah, you see someone. You got a mind, you never show one. So take a look now.
You see, this tournament mode is a good pace because we've already had we're getting close to the finals and we haven't reached an hour yet. So that tournament mode last night in Legends of Wrestling, I mean, how fucking dare they call that a tournament mode? That is so infuriating because it's not a tournament. It's it's a round robin bracket thing. That's like the league stuff in Fire Pro. I mean, if it led to a playoff tournament bracket after the round robin stuff, I could see them calling it a tournament. But it just such a weird way of doing it. I mean, I like the unique mode. I'm not against it. It's just calling it a tournament is just such a misnomer. Yeah, the matches were a little bit on the long side. I don't know if match speed could have changed. I don't remember if that was a setting or not. I think the matches themselves were fine and decent length. I didn't have the AI CPU matches weren't bad at all actually, but yeah, it was a little bit on the long side. I think a little bit of a quicker pace would have been nice. But you know what? I guess you could argue it does reflect the wrestling at the time period for most of those guys, because most of those guys they kind of wrestled more of a slower pace anyway. So I can see how you could argue that reflects the style of the guys. But yeah, that kind of event, that's kind of more of a chill afternoon. Just kind of chilling and watching guys do their thing kind of thing. That isn't a late night, hey, let's do this. Let's do this whole big ass thing.
I have a strong feeling that these guys will throw caution to the wind and just go full steam ahead.
Yeah, lots of transitions and move. Yeah, I kind of wish they just gave you an option to just have a regular tournament. But if we land on Legends of Wrestling 2, that does have a battle royale, so we can look into that. If it does land on it, there's no guarantees. To be honest, I kind of would like any games left that I would like the wheel to land on. It's kind of between. I wouldn't mind looking at 2K14 now that we looked at 12 and 13 with kind of a fresh perspective, but Xbox Raw 2 on Xbox, I would love to look. I actually leave off the first Raw game in the wheel because I feel like that game mostly because even though that game does have tournament stuff, actually a crazy amount of tournament stuff, I just kind of feel like that game may not be the one for what we're doing with this. And I feel that way about a few games I left off. Because I may want to save some of those for when we do a trial run. Because the way I'm going to work it is the standards to be in the 16-man roster are going to be pretty high. So if in story, if guys are just being scrubbed up, we can be like, well, your job's on the line, kid. So we got another place. Oh, wait. Ooh, a crossroads. Ooh, that looked gnarly. Oh, wow. Cody and the British Bulldog in the finals. Okay. This could be interesting. All right, see how it goes. We'll have entrances off. We'll do that. All right. Yes. So Gray Man, how's the audio on this? I'm not using the mic like the last couple streams. I've kind of let it be plain like usual before. So how does it sound a little bit more audible from the game?
Cody squeezing down on the head. Oh my gosh.
You're watching Raw. Okay, I get ya.
Let me tell you what a rotten kid Cody Rhodes was growing up. When he was 8 years old, he told his mom he wanted a dog.
I get ya. No worries. Yeah. Ooh, nasty.
Expect a lot of mercy to be shown here. And he touches that one. Bulldog controlling the race.
Yeah, I got. Man, that I've been hearing conflicting things about the pay-per-view. I thought it was a solid event, but a lot of people like poking at. I will say this though, I do kind of think that them screwing Drew over in his own pay-per-view in his own hometown, 2 times in a row is kind of weak a little bit. I get ya. I think that's the thing I noticed. I like that there's not a ton of matches, but I get they want to give guys time. But to be honest, there's a lot of stuff that they leave off the pay-per-view. Well, there was 2 Crash at the Castles. The first one, he got screwed over when he fought Roman Reigns, and this one, he got screwed over again. And I imagine if they ever do this again, if Drew's still with them, he's gonna have to win it. He can't lose 3 times in a row. It'll make him look like the biggest scrub in the world. I get ya, but I get what you're saying because there were times where I was kind of dawdling a little bit. That is true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, I get that, and maybe it's just my attention span that day. But I wouldn't mind if they threw in an extra match or 2 and kind of quickened the pace a little bit, because I don't think ever since they did the tag ladder matches at WrestleMania, they haven't had their new tag titles on pay-per-view yet. So I'm kind of a little bit hoping. I'm glad the women's tag titles were on pay-per-view. That's cool, but I kind of want to see more tag stuff in the pay-per-view because it's kind of making them come across more like mid-card titles as opposed to like something that's more main event worthy.
Across the ring, thousands and thousands of WWE fans in attendance. Each and every one of them are having a great time tonight. After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that Soup's going to be on his diet for the foreseeable future. I don't think so.
Oh!
Man, did you hear that? Echoing throughout the arena. Cody from behind.
Ooh.
Oh man, what a headbutt! There was no place to go.
Tag teams too. Well, and that's the thing. It's kind of funny. I'd laugh if he did, but I don't think he hates tag team stuff because I don't think he does. I just think that they haven't put anything. Ooh. Oh wow. I guess a 2-count glitch doesn't count for like roll-ups.
I just can't get over the physicality
Oh,
of this
don't.
match. This has been brutal.
Oh, come on. Is it stuck? Oh, jeez. Is this a glitch? Oh, look at that. Bulldog, yay! Oh, man, that's funny. Well, we'll take it. I'll take it. British Bulldog is going to be the 6th rep for the Multiverse Wrestling roster here. Does the WWE 13 world proud. It fits, though, for him to be King of the Ring. I might have been able to. All right, let's explore this game a little bit here. I kind of did a little earlier, but I don't really want to look into this here. All right, so after stuff, the universe. Look, I want to take a quick look here. So, okay. Yeah, creations, you got all that. Kind of the same, just more added. I don't think belt stuff was in 12. I could be wrong. But I know it's not in the creation stuff. But if you go to, where is it? Title management. You can do this here. And you got a lot of space to work with. I did unlock that. There's some stuff I have unlocked, but there's still a lot I haven't yet. From the Attitude Era mode. But yeah. I mean, but like I said, in terms of projects, we can definitely do shit in this game, that's for sure. RCW, YWA, or maybe we can even house the freaking wrestling, the Multiverse Wrestling roster in this. We could. We just got to see. I kind of want to. I'm kind of tempted to do runs reviewing universe modes in like these, at least from 2K. From 12, 13, and 2K14, but I don't know if I want to spend that much time doing that. I may do things a different way. We'll have to see. We might just have to take a gamble in it, or we'll just see. We'll just see how things go. But yeah, but let's see what the next game's going to be for the next stream, which could be tonight. It could be. I'll have to update in the Discord, but I may do another one tonight. We'll just have to see how the night goes. The wheel. There we go. All right, we're going to do the little spin here. See what it's going to be. Haha, 2K19. Interesting. Okay, that makes things interesting because I forgot that I had this thing where I have 19 on my external drive on PS4, but for some reason it's not connecting right, so I think I may have to re-download the game on my main storage thing. So that might take a little time, but I don't think a lot of time. But if I end up not being able to stream tonight, it's not the worst thing in the world. I got other things I got to do anyway. But yeah, I am also going to put together a little section in my Discord, the Campy Discord, housing this stuff so we can kind of keep track of some things. But yeah, overall, pretty solid run here. I really like this. To be honest, the 2-count glitch didn't bother me. I mean, I can kind of see like what we just saw with the freaking bounce back roll up thing. That was a little weird, but it resolved itself though. But overall, I think it's still fun watches. I mean, this game gives you so much to work with. But we'll have to see how things go. But yeah, outside of all that, though, that's going to do it for this specific stream here. Thanks for watching, guys. In case you guys wanted to chat with anyone at the Campy Company, you didn't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. Find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere at any time. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.